Hello, you're welcome in the educational program organized by Jan Vikas Mahasabha and Society of Parenting. Today we will talk about functioning of cell membrane, that how transport of molecules take place through the cell membrane. Some of the students of higher classes asked me about this question, and this information I have taken from the book Medical Physiology by Guyton and Hall and The Cell and Molecular Biology by De Robertis. In fact, in 1951, Davison and Danieli gave the model of cell membrane for the first time, and they said that it is like a sandwich in which in the middle two layers of phospholipids are there, and on the two sides, outer side and inner side, there is a protein coat. Although he had said that at certain places some protein molecules make a channel also, but Davison and Danieli did not describe detail about the importance of this channel. Actually, the structure and function of these protein channels are entirely different from the protein molecules making the outer and inner covering. Actually, the cell membrane is not simply a delimiting membrane. The cell membrane also controls to and fro movement of some essential and non-essential molecules. The structure of cell membrane is also built accordingly. This cell membrane also controls the movement of molecules from outer surface to the inside. Sometimes protein molecules pass through the cell and reaches into blood vessels or connective tissue. Some molecules sometimes go from the cytoplasm to outside. There may be removal of excretory matter, which is called excretion. There may be removal of essential substances, which is called secretion. So inside the cell also, sometimes there is movement of certain molecules from the cytoplasm into the nucleus, and then from nucleus into the cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm again, sometimes there is movement of molecules synthesized in the ribosomes. They reach through the endoplasmic reticulum to the Golgi body, and then they go out. Sometimes the molecules enter inside through endocytosis. Endocytosis is the incoming of food particle or any solid or liquid droplet by the invagination of cell membrane. If there is invagination of solid food material, it is called phagocytosis. If there is invagination for liquid droplets, it is called pinocytosis. And then sometimes, recently it has been found that in the cell coating we have some clathrin protein which surround this vesicle to form a cage-like structure. They move the molecule at the level of lysosome, supply it to the lysosome. Inside that, again, further digestion of those molecules take place, and the cage-making clathrin molecule again comes near the surface of cell coating. Now let us see how many types of movements are there. First of all, so you can see here the cell membrane. The phospholipid layer is asymmetric. The lipid molecule of this part are different from the lipid molecules of this part. And there are two types of proteins, one which make outer layer, other the inner layer, and some other proteins which make the channel in between. Sometimes, as it is made up of phospholipid bilayer, lipid soluble substances can easily pass through it. So lipid soluble substances are oxygen, CO2, nitrogen and alcohol, etc. They can easily pass through this cell membrane. From outside they come inside, or from inside also they can go outside. Secondly, there are certain protein channels which are specified for movement of water molecules, so they are called aquaporins. till date 13 types of aquaporine molecules have been discovered. Through this, water molecule can easily pass through, and along with that, some very small water soluble molecules are also passed through it along with water molecule. Then there are in the nuclear pore we have nuclear pore complexes. They are very important because at the time of cell division, mitosis, this nuclear membrane dissolves, but the nuclear pore complexes remain in the cytoplasm and they perform active role in the transport of molecules from cytoplasm to inside nucleus and from inside nucleus to outside into the cytoplasm. So first procedure is by simple diffusion. Diffusion is movement of molecules from higher concentration to lower concentration. So this movement is according to the concentration gradient. There may be movement of some molecules which are lipid soluble, so can easily pass through lipid layer. Second possibility is that there are some protein channels which make a passage and small molecules can pass through this channel. For example, for movement of water molecule, we have 13 type of aquaporine channels. Aquaporine, aqua means water, pore means pore. So they are for movement of water molecules. And along with water molecules, some small molecules which are soluble in water, they can also be transported through this channel. Then there is a facilitated diffusion. In facilitated diffusion is also from higher concentration to lower concentration due to concentration gradient, but a carrier protein participate here, channel protein, and this channel protein have some active sites with which the molecule binds, and then there is a conformational change, the molecule shape is changed and molecule to be transported is transported here, but here no involvement of energy is there. A protein molecule is there which helps in the transport. It has an active site for binding of the molecule, but there is no involvement of energy. Next procedure is where there is involvement of energy. ATP, either it is given by ATP or any other high energy phosphate bond, GTP, CTP, creatine phosphate, etc. Here the carrier protein molecules bind with the molecule which has to be transported, and ATP breaks into ATP and phosphate and some energy is released. That energy is utilized for the movement of these molecules, so it is called active transport. A few years ago, it has been found that for sodium and potassium and transport, there is a separate potassium channel, and here there are 4 polypeptide chains. In between them, a tube-like structure is formed. At the surface, there are pore loops, and in pore loops, the inner side contains a selectivity filter. Here we have some ions which have affinity for the potassium ions. They bind and then they are transferred through this portion. So here we will talk about separate protein channel for the transport of sodium ion and potassium ion. Mind it, there are separate channels for sodium and potassium also, and there is another set of protein channels for sodium potassium ATPase for transport of both sodium and potassium at the same time. Here we are talking about in certain protein channels we have certain gate-like molecules, and these gate-like molecules keep the opening closed, and whenever it is required, only at that time the gate is opened and the molecule is transported. This opening of gate can be done either by a change in electrical potential difference or also sometimes by binding of some chemical ligand. Here you can see the transport of protein channel. So potassium ion has to be transported from inside to the outside. Here you can see that the gate is closed at this point. So potassium ion is unable to go outside, but some potential difference changes and the gate becomes open. Potassium ion can pass through it. So the rest detail we will talk on the next turn. Thank you very much. If you like this episode, like it, share it, subscribe it, and if there is any comment, you are free to suggest that. We will try to accommodate your suggestions. We will be happy to know it. Thank you very much.